Well, there you go. Beautiful Lake Hamilton hanging out there in the Arkansas, Central Arkansas region. You got the Boston Mountains, the Ouachitas, and then these lakes around here that lead you into Hot Springs and Oaklawn. And what a special place this is,
It
Bobby.
really is. And this is going to be a special contest. Mammoth Spring taking on Norfork. Let's take a look and see how Norfork got to this point. They're 35-1 on the season, and here's their road. They came from the bottom half of the bracket. They handled business against Alpena. They handled business against Emerson. In a game that kind of got away, Norfork routs Mark Tree in the semifinals. So the Lady Panthers are here for the fourth consecutive season. And a big reason why they're going to be here is the play of Keely Blanchard, a 5'10 senior, averaging 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists per game. She's committed to play at North Ark College in Harrison. Fourth time this senior has played in a championship game. You might think that she's been playing high school basketball for about 8 years, many times as she's played on the biggest stage.
Oh, exactly. Her poise and ability to play in these big moments is something that her head coach talks a lot about. And look, you mentioned it. She's a college basketball player, so she's got the length, she's got the physique, and she's going to make it 18 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. She does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, on the other side, Mammoth Spring, the defending 1A state champion. Let's take a look at how they got to this point as we're underway here in the 1A state championship game.
Well, look, I mean, obviously both teams finding their way through very tricky, dangerous pass. I'll hand it right back to you as we get ready for tip. Tough run for them as well,
Yeah, they go through Jasper, they go through Taylor, they go through Concord, a team that had beaten them in the regional tournament earlier in the postseason. But they're back in the finals for their third consecutive season as they're going to duke it out with Norfork one more time. Just about 60 seconds away from tip-off, but that gives us time to talk about Bryn Washam. She's the player to circle on your roster. Where's number 4 for Mammoth Spring? 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and maybe the most surprising statistic, JB, she's shooting 67% from the field for the season. That's almost unheard of.
And 45% from 3. Bobby, I love that you jump right on that. This girl shoots high percentage shots, and she makes them. And she obviously is going to be playing some college basketball, too. An all-around athlete, as many of these girls are, Bobby.
2,000 points she's already scored in her career. And, oh, by the way, she was the MVP in the championship game a season ago. So she's the player to watch for Mammoth Spring. Of course, Keely Blanchard, who will keep an eye on number 2 for Norfork. And we're almost ready for tip here inside Banco ZK Arena.
This is so exciting, Bobby. Just a pleasure to be with you, folks. And on a Saturday afternoon that is awfully nice around the state. If you're settling in for a little coverage with us, I think you're going to enjoy yourselves an awful lot. Norfork wearing the black and red. They're going to go left to right here in the first half. Mammoth Spring, the white and blue, and they win the tip. The Lady Bears will go right to left, and it's into Tay Davis's hands to start. She'll look for Molly Corbett on the wing. Now back up top for Laney Young. A loose ball scramble in the corner. We're playing feisty early. It gets knocked out of bounds off of Molly Corbett. Norfolk forces a turnover already.
One thing you've got to always settle the nerves in these championship games, JB. It doesn't matter. These two teams have been here the last 2 years. Playing on this stage, the bright lights, the TV cameras are out. Who settles in first is going to have a huge advantage.
100%. And we get a double dribble up top as the shuffle pass goes awry. So Liza Shadding, a little miscommunication with her teammate. And a turnover right back. One apiece, as Bobby said, the nerves coming out early, but you'll get rid of them. These teams know each other well. They've played 5 times in the last 2 years, 1-1 in the last 2 state championships. Of course, Mammoth Spring got it last year. This is like a grudge match, as we talked coming out the gates today. Down the paint goes Tay Davis, up and under. She drew contact, and she's going to go to the free throw line for a pair.
Nice aggressive start from Tay Davis, the 5'8 senior. Averages 13 points and 6 rebounds a game for the Lady Bears. Initiates the contact, gets herself to the foul line.
So 2 free throws for her. Tay comes in shooting a 75% on the year from the free throw line. Most of these players at this point in the season, Bobby, their percentages, as long as they're healthy, tend to come up. And free throw shooting, my goodness, so key in these tournament games. And she goes 1 at it too. So the second one is short, but our first point is on the board. 1-0 Mammoth Spring as Norfork works into the front court, and our second straight miscommunication between Shaddy and her teammate Maggie Tyrone. Another turnover.
Got to settle down if you're Norfork. And Coach Luke Cornett, 35-1 overall record for the Lady Panthers. The only loss came to Berkman, who won the 3A state championship 2 days ago.
2 veteran teams loaded with experience and talent, and they belong on this stage. And it's a very difficult idea early on to pick a favorite. They're both so evenly matched. To the rack goes 24, and Adriana Corbett, hard to the hoop. The 5'9" senior gets the first field goal of the game. It's 3-0.
We're just a minute 15 into it, JB, but you can already see the game plan for Mammoth Spring. Attack downhill, try to get to the rim.
Keely Blanchard stealing out left to right, gets it across the timeline now to the top of the key. That's 20. Liza Shetty on the move, up and under contact, but no call. Looked like a block for Corbett, who will handle herself right to left along the far sideline. Kick and swing down to the baseline. Now up top. Taking a look at the hoop is Lainey Young. She swings it to the wing for Corbett. Very patient. Everything running outside before it goes inside for this Mammoth Spring offense. Just a ball fake at a 3 and a bounce pass down low from Bryn Washam. Now out to the corner and cash money in the bank. Lainey Young, nothing but money from that little corner spot.
Great ball movement from Mammoth Spring, and Lainey Young likes to play in this arena. Had 13 points in the championship game a year ago.
That's a hot start. They said that she was right behind that line. So indeed 6-0 is our score early on. That was a 3 rebound off a bad shot by Davis, who pushes, finds Corbett, and she has it taken out of her hands. There's number 2, Keely Blanchard, the go-to player we talked about before the game for Norfork. She makes a huge defensive play, pushes and gets fouled.
Yeah, nice job of turning defense into offense. A little bit discombobulation from Norfork to start offensively. But you see the great swipe there, and then she goes coast to coast, gets some contact. Now she's got a chance to get the Lady Panthers on the board.
That's top-notch production work all over that block, up close and personal. First free throw, no good for Blanchard, who also shoots over 70% from the line. So I think, like you said out the gates, my friend, it's getting those nerves out, getting used to the crowd. You've been thinking about this game all week, and now you're playing it.
That's the tough part about playing on Saturday is Blanchard hits the second. You won your semifinal matchup a week ago, and you had to sit around and wait for this game to get here. Yeah. Sometimes you'd almost wish you could play that game a little bit earlier.
100%. Free throw drops, so Norfork is on the board. Blanchard has the first point. 6-1. We're in the first quarter of the 1A state championship. And Lainey Young looking down low. Turns it over. Forced to pass. Thought she had Corbett. But Norfork gets it back. 5:19 left to play. Just the early stages here at Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs, Titletown, for the Arkansas Activities Association, and obviously here for Arkansas PBS all week long. We get a reach-in foul down low. I think this is going to go on number 3. That'll be Young's first.
A little too much contact underneath, and Norfork starting to settle in, trying to get the offense going a little bit, so waiting on their first field goal to drop.
Inbounds goes to Blanchard. She uses her frame, gets it off the rim, but no good. A little strong. There's a loose ball scramble. Nice rebound for Norfork. And Casey Moody, who resets the offense, but then throws it away. A little tough on the pass. Tay Davis steal. Bounce pass to her teammate running. No good. Rebound Corbett. Washam missed a buddy there. Here's Washam up top. Swing it left ring, baseline Davis, back to Washam, step into a 3, and there's your girl, Bobby. Bryn Washam, last year's state title game MVP.
45% from the three-point line, and she shows you why you can't leave her unguarded. Mammoth Spring, the defending champ, already an 8-point lead.
Bobby, the form is perfect when she lets it go. That 3 ball on point, 9-1. Norfork better answer the bell here. Mammoth Spring's coming out throwing punches. You get a loose ball scramble, and it looks like we get a foul or possession or a jump ball. Norfork will keep it. I know it's only halfway through the first quarter, but it feels like it's an early danger zone right now.
It is. You know, likely the next dead ball going to get us to the media timeout. Got to find a way, if you're Luke Cornett, to settle in, get that first basket. Sometimes all you need to do is watch one go through, and that'll calm the nerves.
Keely Blanchard has the rock between the rings. Handed off for Shatty. Shot clock getting late, and it expires. Partially blocked as she shot it. And we'll take a break is what we'll do. Almost exactly through halfway through the first quarter. It's Mammoth Spring 9, Norfork 1. Remember, you're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank. Member FDIC.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports comes from Wendy's, who invites you to try their new breakfast burrito to get your morning rolling. It's available at participating U.S. Wendy's.
The voice of Bobby Swafford, I'm Josh Bertuccini. It's a pleasure to be with you courtside here at the 1A Girls State Championship game, Banco ZK Arena in Hot Springs. 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and Mammoth Spring out to a 9-1 lead on Norfork early as the Lady Bears turn it over in the front court and then steal it right back. How about that loose ball scramble? Laney Young has it now, settle it down, and all of a sudden it feels like Mammoth Spring has grabbed complete control of this game. Scott Small, their head coach, said yesterday we want to catch them with an early flurry, and they've definitely done that here today as they swing it around the horn. On the blocks, turnover. That's a big steal for Casey Moody. Norfolk just needs to make some plays right now.
Yeah, they need to get something going downhill. They haven't been able to get the offense set up. We'll see if Blanchard can maybe get a little isolation play and get herself into the lane.
Tyrone takes it up top. She's been aggressive in the screen game for Norfolk this season. They use her up top in some pick and roll action. Then they get a reach-in foul called against Mammoth Spring. So reset it. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 9-1. Mammoth Spring up by 8 early. Norfolk left to white in the black and red unis. Mammoth Spring right to left in the blue and whites. Corner 3 on the way. A little bit too strong for Casey Moody. That's an aggressive rebound out of Tay Davis, who will then take it up the floor. A lot of these Mammoth Spring Bears, Bobby, will rebound and then take it down the floor themselves. Kind of interesting. To the baseline, up and under, ball fake, swinging around. Washam thought about it, then passed. Good ball movement, looking for a better shot. Up and under with a left, but no good from Adriana Corbett. Blanchard came over and helped out on date.
We've seen Casey Moody come off the bench and make 2 really nice defensive plays. First forces the turnover, that time altered the shot.
Norfolk needs a bucket. It's Shaddy up top to Moody. Offense looking for a 3, and they get it. Kate Shaddy knocks it down. The freshman with a huge shot gets her team within 5 at 9-4.
Sometimes it's the players that you might least expect to step up in a big moment. And this time the freshman finally gets the first field goal to drop for the Lady Panthers.
Coming of age with a shot like that, right on a huge stage, keeping her team in the game. Down 5. Buck 45 left to go in a fast-moving first quarter here at Banco ZK Arena. Backdoor pass, a little bit too hard from Laney Young for Tay Davis, and that's another turnover. Both teams with a few early on.
Yeah, you like the idea, but again, a little too much there. Both teams have 5 turnovers in this contest, but Mammoth's been the one team to take advantage of it. 6 points off of those 5 miscues.
2 threes from Mammoth Spring so far. They've hit both of their trifecta attempts. Up top, we got a shove. That was Blanchard drawing the foul. And it got called on Jaylee Tyson. So we look at the foul situation for these teams early on. Remember, 5 fouls right each quarter. And the refs right now, Bobby, help us with these names.
Jason Key, Blake Smith, Edgar Daniels III. That's our officiating crew tonight. The 1A state championship.
No 1-and-1s this year, as we discussed before the tournament. Deep 3 by Blanchard is no good. Rattles off. It was a clean look, but it was deep. Nice job hustling to the corner by Adriana Corbett for the rebound. She hands to Tay Davis. Davis whipping to the wing. Wide open for 3 and thinking about it, but passing on it is Corbett. Now we'll try for the up and under, but it's broken up by a double team. And that's more the kind of defense that Norfolk head coach Luke Cornett was expecting out of his team. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow will stick with Mammoth Spring.
The Lady Bears are trying that diagonal pass, but Norfolk's doing a nice job of getting in those lanes and getting a hand on the basketball, and 2 deflections there and almost force another turnover.
Absolutely, Bobby. You're starting to see Norfolk's length cause some problems for Mammoth Spring here. This is not going to be an easy ball game either way. A fast start is one thing, but these teams know each other's tendencies, and We expect to battle the whole way through. That inbounds play worked, but a wild miss by Corbett. Contact, no call. Now to Blanchard, left to right for the Panthers star. She'll chuck to the right wing. That's Liza Shaddy. Cutting, bucket, no good out of Moody. She had a gimme from the left side, but too strong, and Corbett corrals the rebound.
I think she was a little surprised she was that wide open, to be quite honest.
Man-to-man defense both ways early on, all the way to the hoop, and no good out of Tate Davis. Both coaches not afraid, Bobby, to mix in some zone if need be or some traps, but they're going to try out the gates to play each other straight up. You're seeing Mammoth Spring sucking a little air here at the end of the first quarter. This has been a fast-paced first quarter. 9-4, Mammoth Springs, 15 seconds left in the first quarter, and the shot clock is off. Blanchard with a basketball. She will run it down under 10 seconds. Take a bump from Davis. Now bounce pass right side. Nice pass for Shaddy. Leader short, no good. Ball rolls out of bounds with 1 second left. Actually, half a second left. And the Bears had a chance there, but again, Kate Shaddy leaned in and was just a little off. Inbounds play coming up quick here before the quarter break. Liza Shaddy lobs it in for Blanchard. Oh, what a bucket! Oh, what a bucket! That counts. Shaddy with the inbounds, and Blanchard got a huge score. So Norfork the last 5 of the quarter, and after 8 minutes of play in the 1A State Girls title game, it's Mammoth Spring 9, Norfork 6. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family-owned, customer-friendly. Family-owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
Is now in session.
Get your live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. You can grab free downloads. You can have prints made. These are a great championship keepsake. And hats off to Kai Caddy, who's taking some outstanding shots all weekend long. So get those shots from all 12 title games at the website.
I'll tell you what, Hot Springs, you know this, Bobby. You've been here a lot more than I have. But what a great city. Obviously, known to a lot of folks as the home of Oakland on the racetrack, right? Where you got the thoroughbreds and the jockeys. And you got a little bit of that vibe here today, right? You got the thoroughbred teams. You got the jockey coaches. Almost a question of which coach is going to ride the better race. So far, pretty tight race, 9-6, Bobby.
Kind of how you might expect these two teams to play it out with so much familiarity. You mentioned they've played 5 times over the last 2 seasons. You're not going to throw anything at your opponent that they haven't already seen. And 2 or 3 times, great inbounds move there by Blanchard. Easy buck in. So you're just not going to see anything. It's really all about who's going to come out and make the plays.
No question about it. And how about Casey Moody sparking her team with a couple of great inbounds passes to Keely Blanchard. 1 to end the last quarter, 1 now to start this quarter, like you said, Bobby. And now Norfork has the last 7 points. So it was 9-1. Now it's 9-8. And that length on defense we talked about has become a problem for Mammoth Spring as they start to have some trouble getting to the rack. That's a jump ball, too. This is the kind of game we expected. They match up so evenly. These teams are both tall. You know, you're looking at the front courts, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". They're long. Bobby, it's like going against an arch nemesis, my friend.
It really is. Another really good inbounds play there. And gets the contact and going to get to the foul line for Mammoth Spring is Adriana Corbett. But I mean, when you're so familiar with your opponents, I mean, you've got to find some way to get the upper hand. And right now, Norfolk's doing it with their defense after falling down 9-1. You mentioned the 7 straight before that free throw drops. And it's happened on this end of the floor, the defensive end of the floor, getting extra possessions, already forced 6 turnovers in this contest, and able to cash in on the other end.
It's interesting the way these teams play, and yet it's still a little physically they match up, but it contrasts the styles a bit. Mammoth Spring likes to shoot some more of the 3 balls, and Norfork, like you said, just so long they get to the rack, they play the D. These are 2 great teams, and deservedly here in the 1A state championship in Hot Springs this afternoon. 11-8, Mammoth Spring stops the bleeding for a little bit. Blanchard goes to the rack. She's feeling it now, and she gets it to go through contact, forced it up, got it to drop. She's got the last 6 for her team.
Yeah, great job by Blanchard there to absorb the contact and be strong enough physically to go up and get that one on the rim and gets the friendly roll here inside Bank OZK.
7 total for Blanchard to lead all scorers so far. 11-10, Mammoth Spring by a point. Down low, Corbett, who's been working it active early. Looked like she got fouled. No call. Ball bounces around. We're going to have a tie-up. I like how physical this game has gotten. If you think, these teams might have something to play for today, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, this is not just any game. They hand out a trophy at the end of this one.
That's what I'm told. Is what I am told. All right, here we go. 11-10. Mammoth Spring a 1-point lead. 6:20 left to play in the first half as Keely Blanchard walks it left to right. Now to the right wing. Drops her dribble. Throws up top for Tyrone, who's helped spark her team with a couple of rebounds and passes here in the first half. And that's a sloppy play. Kate Shaddy, 3 turnovers for Shaddy. Again, she had a big 3, but as a freshman, learning about the poise.
Yeah, got to settle in. Haven't been faced much adversity of late. Norfork, all 8 of their playoff wins came by 13 points or more. Obviously, this is the stiffest test they've faced during that stretch, though.
That's a good point. Very different dynamic when it's a close game as opposed to a lopsided affair. Corner 3 by Washington, who got clean. She forced that one a little bit before her feet were set. Air ball and a scrum, and it's pulled out of there by number 21. So left to right, Maggie Tyrone. Throw it down low to 32. That's Casey Moody up top for 21. Tyrone 3 is strong. Rebound bump. And I think Blanchard's going to get called for an over the back. She was a little late to the ball. She landed on Tay Davis's left shoulder.
Yeah, that's something to pay attention to in the last 5.5 minutes of this second quarter. Blanchard picks up her 2nd personal foul. Norfork certainly cannot have their leader, their superstar, to get in foul trouble in this contest.
11-10, Mammoth Spring over Norfork. Got the Lady Bears and the Lady Panthers for the state championship. 3-ball money from the left corner. That's been their spot so far. Tay Davis got it to drop, and 3 for 3 on the first 3s for Mammoth Spring.
Yeah, big shot there for Tay Davis, her first field goal of the contest. We start to see the offense start to open up. We've got out of that feeling out process. Now it's time to start rolling.
Keely Blanchard all the way to the rack. She swung it left to right. That's a spot where a left-handed layup could have finished it, but you see her bounciness, and you tell me with 3.
Keely Blanchard just picked up her 3rd personal
foul. That's an offense.
Yeah, they say that she goes over the back after the miss. That's a play from your senior leader you can't have. You got to be smart, and now she's likely going to have to sit at least until the second half. It's a crucial 4:45 left for Norfork to keep this game close with their leading scorer on the bench.
All over it, Bobby. Washington to the corner, wide open. That's the first miss we've seen from 3-point land. That was Corbett in the corner, couldn't drop it. 14-10 Mammoth Spring. You nailed it, Bobby. No Blanchard right now for Norfork, but they got a backdoor layup. And finally, a nice-looking offensive set that results in Shaddy getting a bucket. That's her 2nd of the game. She's got 5. The freshman keeping her team in it. And we'll get ourselves a timeout. We'll keep it here. 14-12. Mammoth Spring over Norfork. 4:26 left to play in the first half. Josh Burden-Cheney alongside Bobby Swafford. 2 sports broadcasters who've known each other in the state of Arkansas for a very long time. And yet haven't had too many opportunities to jump courtside like this, Bobby. I'll tell you, right here on top of this game, this arena, you can feel the buzz. It's a special thing you have going here, Bobby.
It's going to be really intriguing coming out of this timeout as Mammoth Spring took the 32nd timeout. The adjustments that they make, so much of their defense is going to be geared to slowing down Blanchard. And now with the leading scorer for Norfork on the bench, do you change things up? Because obviously you don't have to deny that specific player. Maybe you try to deny Eliza Shaddy, who's averaging 20 points a game. But the game plan likely out the window now for Mammoth Spring defensively just because of Blanchard's foul trouble.
I agree. And for Luke Cornett, Norfork, as he said, a crucial 4-minute stretch here. She left the game. You were down 4. Bobby, you're trying to keep this thing in single digits before you get to halftime. Cannot let Mammoth Spring run away from you right now. Up top, holding the rock.
Well, it's a team game, though, JV. You can't rely on just one player.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Good patience by Mammoth Spring as we've seen Norfolk switch to a little bit of a matchup zone here. And they'll draw an offensive foul, so there you go. They said they'd mix it up if needed. Luke Cornett says my star player's out. We're going to get a little creative here to close the first half.
Great job by Kate Shaddy, the freshman, established position, takes the contact, and the hit forces the turnover.
Now into the game and getting a chance. Liza Shaddy at the point. She's going to break the press to Moody. Moody sends on down the floor to Shaddy, and Kate Shaddy missed a bunny. That would have been her third bucket of the first half, but the freshman fights for it. Gets it back to her teammate. That's a three. Rattle off the tin. And no good for Tyrone. Moody got it. How about Norfork? Blanchard out of the game, and everybody's stepping up. They crash the glass for 2 rebounds.
Back-to-back offensive rebounds and 2 foul shots. A chance to tie the game for Norfolk coming up after the break.
Quick break now. We're right back. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships at Arkansas PBS Sports.
It's the most exciting academic competition of the year, and it is live right here on Arkansas PBS. It's the Arkansas Governor's Academic Competition Quiz Bowl 2024 State Championship. Schools from all over the state square off right here in this studio to see who will come out on top. Don't miss a single question. Quiz Bowl 2024. Tune in or stream on the PBS app. Saturday, April 27th, starting at 9 a.m.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
We on that next level. We on that next level.
The Arkansas Department of Health is a proud support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS Sports. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectprevent.org.
We are back courtside with you, Banco ZK Arena, your 1A state girls title game. Josh Bertuccini on one side of the broadcast, my good friend Bobby Swafford right next to me, and we are pleased to be with you here on Arkansas PBS this afternoon. A couple of free throws coming back out of the break, and they're both down for Casey Moody, and so we got a tie, 14-14 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half.
I said Norfolk had to be careful with Blanchard with 3 fouls. All they've done is score the last 4 points of the game, but Mammoth answers right back as a little too easy as Tate Davis gets in the lane.
She does, and she's been very active in this first half. Kind of Bryn Washam's running mate up in the floor in a lot of ways, and we get ourselves a quick timeout by Norfolk. I don't think they like the way the defense just opened up there, as you see on the replay.
You played great defense really for the first 12 minutes of the game, and then coming out of the timeout, that was just way too easy.
That was the worst defensive play of the game, I agree. Coach didn't like it. We're going to chat about it. And 3:28 to go in the first half, Bobby, of a game that's seen both teams struggle a little bit with the shooting. Mammoth Spring hot from 3. But it's been Norfolk with the defense kind of climbing its way back in it. Turnovers an issue too, Bobby. 8 for Mammoth Spring, 6 for Norfolk so far.
Yeah, got to value possession in a game that you expect to be close, expect to come down to the 4th quarter. Every possession is going to be so critical. Got to value the basketball. 42% from the field for Mammoth Spring. Normally that's a pretty good number. That's 20% below their season average. They shoot it better than 60%, and that's kind of goes back to how good the defense has been in the first 12 from Norfolk.
This is a tremendous observation. Also testifies the fact that playoff basketball, it's tougher to do everything. We get a turnover down the floor by Norfolk against the press, and that time I think Scott Small's press caught him a little bit by surprise, and Norfolk whips it out of bounds.
Yeah, Norfolk turns it over and then commits the foul in the backcourt. And 14 fouls here in the quarter, so the next one is going to send Mammoth Spring to the foul line. So got to play clean basketball, can't give up those freebies.
It's a tight one, 16-14. Mammoth Spring by 2. 3:10 left to play in the first half. Right to left go the Lady Bears. Wide open left wing, but not shooting. And passing down low is number 5. She gets it back. That's Molly Corbett, and then she loses it. Corbett had a couple chances to shoot, but didn't want to. Left to right. Shaddy working. You got the Shaddy sisters in the game again at the same time. It's Maggie Tyrone. Whip it to the corner. Now up top for Kate Shaddy. Back for Liza. A little more patient out of Norfolk against the zone here. Ball fake and drive the paint. Looking down low for Moody. She hits the deck. Back to Tyrone, and she makes it. Little helter-skelter against the zone, but more patience out of Norfolk, and they tie it again.
Yeah, going for the screen there and finally get the easy bucket, an 8-footer from Shaddy.
It's 16 to 16, and we'll get an and one. That was authoritative for Adriana Corbett, who has been very active around the glass, Bobby, and finally got one to drop.
You can see that Mammoth is still trying to go back to attacking the lane, and that time Corbett finds a hole, absorbs the contact. Now chance of the old school three-point play.
Having herself a nice first half and an opportunity here to add to her point total. 6 points, 3 rebounds already for Corbett. First one up and good. Well, that was an and one, rather. So second one, only one, I should say. Good. So she's having a heck of a first half. Her team is up by 3. They'll run some more press at them. Moody kicks to the corner, and then that was deflected out of bounds, fortunately, for Marley Shields, who's into the game for the first time. The 5-foot junior, as head coach Luke Cornett tries to fill the minutes without his start. Keely Blanchard, who's on the bench with 3 fouls for Norfork. It's Shaddy off the right wing against that kind of 2-3 defense, almost a 2-1-2, and they turn it over. Ripped out of there by Molly Corbett. Down the floor to Adriana. Back to her assist. Molly back up top. Ball fake. There's Tay Davis, who's had a good first half. Davis kicks for Adriana. Whip it back to number 24, Adriana Corbett. Good ball movement here and patience out of Mammoth Spring. $1.50 left to go first half. Adriana again into traffic, and again she gets fouled, and she is not afraid to put her shoulder in her chest and draw contact, Bobby.
Yeah, what this Mammoth Spring team does is really good. Not only get good position in the lane, they draw contact. They jump into the defender and force the officials to make the call, and then they've been going their way, and Corbett's been cashing in at the foul line, and she's knocked down all 4 of her attempts from the charity stripe.
And free throws matter, as we well know, Beastwaf. You're absolutely right, Bobby. She is on. Oh, there you go. We jinxed it.
Spoken to existence.
Out of you. I'm going to blame you for that. But no, she's had an 8-point first half to lead all scores now, actually. Adriana Corbett. 20-16. Mammoth Spring by 4 with 90 seconds left. And a pretty fast-paced first half. Slides to Shaddy up top. Swing it left wing to Tyrone. She turned it over. And here we go, Bryn Washam in the open floor. Underneath her, contact, and no bucket. That was a good foul by Marley Shields, who came out of nowhere to get up under her, and she saved her team maybe a point or two. We'll see.
That's 3 consecutive turnovers for Norfolk. Yeah. It's leading to fast break opportunities and more free throws for the Lady Bears.
The turnover numbers, you're 100% right, are starting to mount. 4 turnovers for Shaddy, the freshman, who has made some shots and scored 7, but been kind of all over the place on the offensive end. First one is down for Adriana, number 2. But check that, Bryn Washam got the free throws there, and she knocks him down. So 22-16 with 1:15 left first half. It's a 6-point game. Norfolk has the ball in the right front court, trying to buy some time without its star Keely Blanchard. Tyrone inside for Shaddy. Couple dribbles with the left. Drew contact and gets to go to the charity stripe. She gets a quick slap 5 from a couple teammates. Got to stay aggressive.
Yeah, that's what Shaddy needs to do. She needs to take over the final minute of the contest. Averages 20 points and 7 rebounds per game. Has not scored yet today. So Mammoth doing a nice job on Shaddy. But she finally gets into the scoring column there with that free throw. She needs to pick up the slack. She needs to carry the load and try to keep Norfolk in it with her cohort Blanchard on the bench in foul trouble.
Isn't that interesting, though? And their coach spoke about that. We had a little conversation yesterday, Luke Cornett, just that Keely Blanchard does some of everything. She's their most important all-around player. But like you said, they need points out of Shaddy. And she finally gets 2 on the board there. 20 points per game, remarkable. 22-18. Mammoth Spring down 4, 1 minute left first half. Up and under Bryn Washam. That was no good, but she followed it perfectly. That's a college basketball player move. Miss it right back to the rim. And her own putback for 2.
Great job by the 5'9" senior, as you mentioned, JB. Stick with it, gets the putback.
And Washam with 7 now as her team up 6, and Norfolk is starting to let go of the rope here. Last 30 seconds of the half. They don't want to give up another bucket or 2. Look at Blanchard on the bench with her hands on her ears. She's trying to hold on. She knows her team needs her.
Turnovers have been an issue since she's been on the bench as well. She's the point guard. She runs the offense. Even though they haven't been altered so much in the backcourt by the full court pressure, once they get it across the timeline, they've really struggled to take care of the orange.
Took a couple of minutes, but Mammoth Springs up with a run here. And a corner 3 rattles out. Norfolk's got to get that board. Marley does. Big play by Marley Shields there. And so you would think Norfork going to take this down. 12 seconds left in the half. Trailing by 6. That's a bad pass. You can't have that there at a Moody. 2-on-1. Washam layup. She missed it. Got her own rebound again. That's a huge sequence. And Mammoth Spring is going to take a 26-18 lead into halftime over Norfork here at the 1A Girls State Championship game.
Yeah, big run for Mammoth Spring to close the half. Norfork didn't make a field goal for the last 3 minutes, and the Lady Bears push it out by 8. Got the lead at intermission.
All right, we'll be back with some stats and an update on what you're watching. We got a half left, but Mammoth Springs an 8-point halftime lead. You're watching Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Hey everybody, Steve Sullivan here along with Christina Munoz. It's halftime at Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs, but don't go anywhere because we've got a lot in store for you. Let's get right to it. If you're a sports fan in Arkansas, you probably spend time listening to sports radio. Whether it's a live broadcast for a big game or catching your favorite show on your commute, the radio airwaves in Arkansas are still ringing out with play-by-play action, news, and some very strong opinions. Let's take a look.
Some people think, it's an easy job. All you do is talk. Well, I challenge you to turn on, a recorder and for 4 hours try to be compelling. Get out there, boys. Let's get it done.
He was a character. This once Razorback, always Razorback.
You understand the power of the buzz?
You got cheated. Wah, wah, wah.
And I ruined his game because I hit him with a golf ball.
Well, the Buzz is a 100,000-watt station that covers about every direction from Little Rock for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the day. And we're a sports talk station.
But we're more than sports. We're entertainment. I would say we are personality-driven radio.
We started out actually back in the good old AM days. We were the first AM west of the Mississippi that actually went to a complete talk format. It's just been a growing thing. I think it's still evolving all these years later.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network.
Social media, Twitter, Instagram, plenty of things to distract you. So terrestrial radio, even though now we can stream and do all those things now, it is a challenge. So you better come up with something very compelling. It's really about, does the listener like the people they hear? It's not always about the content, it's about the people. So likability is a really important thing. Help us out, please.
Okay, ready? 2 claps and a 2 whip.
Shoo-wee! We're so weird.
And so we're very, very much personality driven. That's the thing that we're focused on. Plus we're hyper local. So if it's something that's affecting the local community, specific content about what's happening in Central Arkansas, what's happening with the Razorbacks or the Little Rock Trojans or the UCA Bears or what's going on at Arkansas State or maybe the high school scene in Arkansas, we're the only place you can get that.
It's that time of year for basketball. David Justin Moore knows this better than anybody. This is the fun time when you're good enough, when you know you're going to have a shot to make it to the state championship. You want movement. You want engagement.
People become engaged, whether they love you or they hate you, they become engaged in what's happening. So, I mean, I have people that don't like us at all, but they listen every day.
He's the best quarterback right now, baby.
He is. And he's got the best
He got cheated, whatever.
And he's got the
best quarterback right now.
Let me ask you this.
And he was the best quarterback last year, and he's going to be the best quarterback next year. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, all of you.
Is Andy Reid the best coach in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Nice. Get it fired up. I stir the pot.
There are people who the minute they wake up to us, that for us in the morning at 6 o'clock, I mean, their alarm clock comes on and it goes to our opening music. You get in your car, you're still listening. You go to work, you're still listening. And so that's the biggest compliment you can get, is that people want to hear and have been listening to us for 25 years. So.
But to our audience, to know that we care, that we want to give them as much information, as many stories as possible. For credibility standpoint, we need to be there.
Let's talk with Razorback Bob. Robert,
Good afternoon.
Into where you can walk into any city within 2 hours from here and they go, oh, listen to your show. But a lot of people who listen to us, they consider us friends and family, like they know us, and they do. When you're on the show 4 hours a day, people hear everything. You know, this is year 20. We've been doing this, and people have stuck with us. Some have not, but most of them did. And we've got new listeners because of Justin and others. And we sometimes forget the power.
We've lost quite a few because of Justin.
No.
I never think of this as work.
Anyone that's been around for 50 years and the number of athletes, the paths that he's crossed, the lives that he's influenced.
And I'm blessed to be able to do it on a Monday through Friday basis. And you can say this is a labor of love.
Everybody, thanks for being with us. The Zone's up next.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, that clears it up.
The Buzz certainly has a colorful collection of characters. There's nothing quite like it in the state. Okay, let's get over to Christina Munoz. She wants to introduce you to some very talented kids. Christina?
Thanks so much, Steve. Earlier in the season, we reached out to schools all over the state looking for athletes who not only excel on the court, but in the classroom too. Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars class of 2024. We start off with the 1A girls. That is Savannah Pyle with the Emerson High School Pirates. Savannah plans to attend college as a general studies major and explore her options. For 1A boys, we have Kenyon Carter, a junior guard from Mark's Tree. Kenyon wants to be a coach or make it to the league. Next up, we have Abby Methvin representing 2A girls. She plays for the Yellville Summit Panthers. Abby has a 3.8 GPA and wants to go to cosmetology school. For the boys in 2A, we've got Cade Barber with the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves. Cade has a GPA of over 4.0 and wants to be an anesthesiologist. The Lamar High School Warriors' Corey Sanders is the 3A Girls Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. Corey wants to be a math teacher and a coach. On the boys' side in 3A, we have Sam Maddox representing the Central Arkansas Christian Mustangs. Sam wants to pursue college basketball and likes to spend his spare time playing golf. Halfway through and on to the 4A girls. That's Addison Hudspeth of the Heber Springs Lady Panthers. Addison wants to play college basketball and go to physical therapy school. JJ Andrews with the Little Rock Christian Warriors represents the 4A boys. JJ has a 3.72 GPA and wants to play professional basketball. The 5A girls are well represented by Lakin Moore of the Mountain Home Lady Bombers. Lakin wants to attend college and play basketball and describes herself as a gym rat. The 5A boys, well, that is Luke Stump with the Russellville Cyclones. Luke wants to be a veterinarian and live in Australia. Rounding out the classifications are your 6A Student All-Stars. For the girls, that is Delaney Roller with the Harbor Lady Wildcats. Delaney has signed to play basketball at MSSU and will study business. And finally, for the 6A boys, we have Honor Boateng representing the Little Rock Central High Tigers. Honor plans to attend the University of Missouri and major in engineering. You know, there's a good chance you'll see some of those same athletes again live right here in this studio when we bring you Quiz Bowl 2024 this April. That is definitely something that you will not want to miss. Well, Steve, it is about that time.
Yep, much more coming up in the second half.
That's right, right here on the home of the high school basketball state finals, Arkansas PBS.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Let me see it bounce, 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 bounce.
Folks, it's been a heck of a game so far. We're expecting a barn burner in half number 2. You see there Mammoth Spring with a big 17-point second quarter and a 10-2 run to close the half. As we get ready for the third, it's 26-18. Mammoth Spring over Norfork in the 1A State Girls title game. Bank OZK Arena. Courtside with you, Josh Bertuccini and Bobby Swafford. And Bobby, a first half that statistically was pretty even, especially until Keely Blanchard had to sit on the bench with her third foul.
You know, the last three and a half minutes or so was all Mammoth Spring. As you mentioned, the 10-2 run to close the half and knock down shots. They forced turnovers, and that may be the biggest stat there. 11 turnovers in that first half for Norfork. Mammoth hasn't been exactly clean either, 9 on that side, but those turnovers late in that second quarter led to a lot of breakouts, and they're able to knock down some free throws, and that's been the difference in this game so far.
Well, let's take a look at some of these highlights in the first half, and you're going to see just some fast-paced action both ways. These two teams were not afraid to get after it. They know each other well. It was physical early. Corbett making some big plays, and then that huge corner three by Lainey Young. Bryn Washam knocked one down. Look at them all coming at you. There's Keeley with a nice bucket down low. She scored off her back-to-back inbounds plays before committing her third foul, and another huge three there as well for Mammoth Spring. Look, they moved the rock. Both teams played aggressive defense. Bobby, what do you expect in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the team that can establish themselves from the outside. The defense has been so tough inside, and neither team has really had much success shooting the basketball. We see that a lot in the championship game here, whether it's the backdrop of the arena, you're not used to shooting and having, the surroundings of the Banco CK Arena here in Hot Springs. There's just something about this arena that doesn't really, it's not conducive to great shooting, but it also means you're playing against a team that's playing for a state championship, and the pressure's pretty high.
Yeah, that's part of it too. We'll switch up halves, right to left. Norfork down by 8. Keeley Blanchard back out there, and they start with a good passing, and they get themselves a layup. And it's 26-20, just like that. Norfork climbing itself right back into the ball game.
It's a great job by Blanchard. Gets in the lane, finds a wide open Moody, and she finishes off the window.
Yep, her second bucket. 26-20. Little pressure on Washman to half court. Now finds her sister on the wing. Molly and Adriana, who has the ball up top, start together for this Mammoth Spring team. Corner three, nice release, and cash money for Taylor Davis. Man, what a nice shot.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about coming out of the half. Who's the first team to knock down a big shot? And Tay Davis is the one who does it.
Good looking form there. 29-20, biggest lead of the game for Mammoth Spring. Norfork's got to attack, and they get that right there down low at a number 15, Kate Shaddy. And look, she's been very aggressive offensively today. She has 9 points now.
Yeah, the freshman's not looking like a freshman. Shows up, big bucket there as the lead had ballooned to 9.
29-22. It's a 7-point game. Adriana Corbett at the right elbow. Gives it to Molly C. Throw it left side for Tay Davis. Davis working off a screen as Norfolk drops back into a little matchup zone here. Again, they're able to play so many different defenses. Bounce pass on the blocks to Adriana. Tough shot. Good D by Blanchard, who almost got her fourth but pulled off before committing a foul. To the rack goes Washam, and one. Way to keep her on your hip. Finish with physicality.
That's a great job by Washam. It keeps a little distance, keeps her between the defender and the ball, and able to use that left hand, shields off the defender, finishes through contact off the window. And the three-point play converted, and now the lead's up to 10, the largest of the contest.
Huge play by Washam, is really feeling more and more comfortable going to the rack. You can tell the last few minutes. 32-22, corner three, and they need it. Rattles off the 10, crashing the rack, lefty layup, wild and no good for Maggie Tyrone. But man, they needed to get a rebound there. Shaddy was going for another three, didn't drop. 32-22, Washam with 12 for Mammoth Springs. Davis has 9. Corbett has 8. And for Norfolk, you're talking 9 for Shaddy, 7 for Blanchard, and then down to the 4-point range for Moody. So it's 32-22 as the first free throw rattles off, but the second one is good. And a point there for Tyrone. It's her first of the game. 9-point game. Norfolk needs to first force some turnovers, Bobby.
Yeah, they do. They need to settle down because they haven't been in this situation since December as far as playing from behind. They haven't been tested a whole lot lately, especially in the postseason. So the first time they've really been knocked down. We'll see how they get back up.
Washam ball fakes on a three all the way to the hoop. And that's too easy. Her threat from three forced both defenders to come out. They kind of part the seas for her there.
That's a little too easy for Washam, who's now up to 14 points to lead Mammoth Spring.
She started to take over last year's state title game MVP. Thinking about another one this year. 34-23 with 5.5 minutes left in the third. Norfolk's got to make a move now. Get this game back tight again. You see that man-to-man defense starting to overwhelm now out of Mammoth Spring. They've played better D as the game has gone on here. Blanchard working one-on-one, takes a tough leader and makes it. That was not a high percentage shot over Tay Davis, but the star gets it to go, and her team needed the bucket.
Shaddy and Blanchard need to take over this game offensively for Norfolk, combining to score 38 points per game. And right now, those two are struggling to get anything going offensively.
Chance at a steal, but a little Olay defense, and Tay Davis comes out with another easy layup. Mammoth Spring attacking the basket and getting pretty much everything it wants right now. 11-point game, 4:50 to play in the third quarter. Extended defense by Young. She comes way out, almost causes a turnover there out of Tyrone. It gets it back inside. Missed layup by Shaddy. Rebound back. Sorry, that was actually a bucket for number 5. Looked like Molly Corbett, and I think we're going to call it timeout, are we? All right, we're going to call it timeout as Shaddy ended up picking up the loose ball away from Corbett and throwing it in. So it's a 9-point game. We'll keep it here, yes?
Yeah, big offensive rebound there from Shaddy at the putback. I mean, they've got to be able to answer. They can't let Mammoth put this out to 14, 15-point lead. They need to stay within striking distance until that offense gets going. They've got to protect the basketball, too. Now, you're really seeing the perimeter defense from Mammoth on a couple of the freshmen for Norfork not being able to handle the physicality. State championship games are known to be called a little looser, let you be a little more physical. They're going to let the girls decide it on the floor, and that Norfolk's not handling that intensity and that physicality out front as well as Mammoth Spring is up to this point.
Blanchard still on 3 fouls, so that's a good sign. 9-point game, 4:37 to go in the third. Of course, losing her for the last 4 minutes the first half hurt quite a bit. But this is Norfolk going to dig in. We see the 2-3 zone as they line it up. Going to force Mammoth Spring to hopefully get away from the basket here, where they've been getting too many easy shots here to start the second half. Do a little trap in the corner. And now it's Washington with thought about a 3. Cross-court zip to Tay Davis. Good ball handling here. Good passing, certainly, for Mammoth Spring. The Lady Bears swinging around. Shot clock down to 10. Ball fake. Kick into the wing. Wide open 3 for Young is no good. In and out. And a nice rebound in traffic by Tyrone.
That was halfway down. Just couldn't get the friendly bounce.
36-27. Transition. Runner. No good. Offensive rebound. Tough call. But off the foot of Keely Blanchard. And it'll go back to Mammoth Spring halfway through the third quarter of the 1A State Girls title game. And I think we're headed for our timeout break, media style. So let's do that. Quick break. We'll come back halfway through the third. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What does it mean to be great?
It's the rhythm of the heart.
The spirit refusing to surrender.
It isn't born from a moment of glory. It's woven in the fabric of progress.
For the journey is where champions are born. To be courageous is to dance with the storm of adversity. The fact that I have UAMS Health by my side, it's just a blessing. And without UAMS Health, I wouldn't be the player that I am today.
Civics education empowers us to be well-informed, active citizens and gives us the opportunity to change the world. Our educators have created tools for parents and teachers to help guide and engage children through the civics process during this election year. Discover ways to talk with your child about being a good citizen and how you can explore elections together with resources available at myarkansaspbs.org/civics.
Is now in session.
ARCare is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS Sports. The ARCare network of medical clinics and pharmacies helps to keep you in the game, playing your best. ARCare, so you can live your story.
Halfway through the third quarter, 36-27. Mammoth Spring over Norfolk. Thanks to everyone here at Arkansas PBS. And of course, Bobby Swafford to my left. I'm Josh Bertuccini. Great to be here and great to have you on board watching some high-level basketball on a Saturday here in the great state of Arkansas. And there's Washington for 3, and it's short. Thank goodness for Norfolk, because they're down 9, and that would have been a backbreaker. Instead, here they come. Tyrone shuffle it ahead to Shaddy. Man, do they need her to hit a shot or two right now. 3:25 to go in the third. Up and under. It's stripped away, and then out of bounds off Washington. But they'll give it back to Norfolk. That was one of those plays you could have called a foul, but you didn't. You just let him out of the ball.
And Norfolk fans, for the first time, really voicing their displeasure. They thought that one was rolled off the Mammoth Spring player.
Looked like it was, but that's the way it goes. 3:15 to go in the third. 9-point game. And again, that zone Kind of a 2-3 sag there with Blanchard as like the rover in the middle. Kind of unique, really. And it has caused Mammoth Spring to at least back away from the basket because they were getting anything they wanted to start the quarter. But it does leave for open threes. That one's missed from the corner. Corbett gets the rebound. Back inside to Adriana. Right wing Tay Davis. She'll take an 18-footer and bury it.
That's just smooth. You see the defense slacking off. You have to respect the drive game of Tay Davis. Step back shows why she's shooting 61% from the field for the season.
Big shot. Lead back to 11. Matches the largest margin in the game, 38-27. Kelly Blanchard trying to find a pace again after sitting for so long. That's a bad-looking shot there from deep on the right wing by Tyrone. So a 38-27 game. You can feel it for Norfolk. They're pressing a bit. They know they need buckets right now, but Mammoth Spring starting to stretch this lead out. Seems like it has a little more wind right now. And Bobby, you know it's so tough to come from behind in the second half.
It is.
Up and under, no good for Tay Davis.
The addition of the shot clock, though, allows the teams to make that comeback a little easier, and they turn it over again. They'll have a fast break opportunity to protect the basketball.
Moody lost it, but then a nice steal by Shaddy in traffic. I'd almost burn a timeout there. You need that ball. They turn it right back over. It's going to come away. It's Corbett back to her sister, Adriana. Layup good.
It's a nice job by Mammoth Spring to recognize you got a 2-on-1 situation, the old give and go. And Norfolk's got to burn a timeout as Mammoth lead has ballooned to 13.
Well, 40-27 is now your score with $1:38 in the third, and I'm no coach. But you're over there on the far sideline. She's in a double team. Maybe you call that timeout one play earlier. I don't know, but you're running out of timeouts in the second half. Talk about an impossible job being a head coach.
Yeah, so you kind of have to weigh the question there. How valuable is this possession with a minute and a half, minute 45 left, compared to only having one timeout for the rest of the game if you take one there?
I agree.
So
it's a tough call.
So he's taking a couple here in the third quarter, talking about Coach Luke Cornett for Norfolk. So I'm okay with the call. Obviously, the result leads to an easy bucket, but that timeout could be huge in the fourth.
Agreed. Can't really make that decision until you see how the game plays out. How about both teams able to mix up their man and their zone? And you don't see teams really at most classifications play so many different defenses. We see each team play 3 defenses so far.
It's got to keep them off balance, and that's the key. Norfolk hasn't been able to find to a rhythm, and maybe some of that has to do with Mammoth switching up their defense is what they're seeing. Right now, I mean, you're talking about Norfolk's turned the basketball over 14 times. That's led to 15 points for Mammoth Spring. That is the one thing you can circle as the difference in this contest right now, and that's why Mammoth has a 13-point lead.
It's a huge stat, Bobby. There's no question about it. It's too many turnovers. 10 for Mammoth Spring. They haven't been clean themselves, so that's kept this game relatively tight. But it's a 13-point ball game, largest margin we have witnessed so far today. And with 90 seconds to go in the third, Norfolk needs a bucket or 2 to close this quarter within striking distance. There's Shaddy for 3. You needed that. No good. Blanchard the board, draws contact, and she will go to the free throw line now. Right into Corbett's chest, and Corbett can complain a little bit, but that's the kind of call she's been getting on the other end. And those are the 2 players you want to shoot, like you said, Bobby. Liza Shaddy and Corbett, right? There you go.
That's the offense you need, and you just need one of those shots to go to get Shaddy a little confidence, a little rhythm.
She's 0 for 6. Blanchard's first free throw no good. She is 1 for 3 from the line. Yeah, Liza Shaddy 0 for 6, not been able to find that range. Did hit a couple free throws earlier. Second free throw for Blanchard. That's no good. So that's a stunner. They come up with nothing on that trip, and this makes it even taller a task to climb back up. You're down 13. It ain't over yet, but Norfolk going through it right now a little bit as we approach 1 minute left to go in the third quarter of the state title game. Up and under Washam. Almost made it. Great rebound by Corbett over Washam. Look at her handle right off the dribble with a left through traffic. Swing it to the wing. Tyrone thought about it. Up top, Shaddy. She drives, looking for her first field goal, and had it knocked up. Instead of went off her knee. And it's going to go back to Mammoth Spring. It's frustrating watching such a good player struggle like that.
Yeah, just an unforced turnover there. Just that one just bounces it right off her own foot. Goes out of bounds. Shaddy just struggling. You like the aggressiveness to try to get to the basket, get something going. The defense is too tough and forces another turnover.
13-point game, 35 seconds left in the quarter. Wing 3 short at Amali Corbett. and she saves it to her sister, Adriana. Now to the corner for Tay Davis. Davis into the paint, up and under, no good. Rebounded her own shot and put it back up and in.
How many times have we seen Mammoth Spring miss a shot in the lane but be right in position to get their offensive rebound and the putback?
It's not just, being in the right place. It's having quick ups and quick second ups, too, sometimes. There's Shaddy. She missed her 7th shot. She is scuffling right now. 42-27. We're going to get a needless bump by Shadow's frustration with 2.5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it's not going to do much, though. We're not in the shooting penalty yet. No one-on-ones here, which hurts a little bit the ends of the game, right, Bobby? Obviously.
I think it makes the end of the game a lot cleaner.
It does, yeah. End of the quarter, not going to get it off. All right, 3 quarters in the books, and Norfork has got a lot of work to do. Mammoth Spring trying to repeat as state champ, up by 15. And we're back for the final 8 minutes. After this, you are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Is now in session.
Here we go. What a battle it's been. 1A State Girls Championship and Hot Springs. Such a festive place for these title games. Banco's EK Arena. I'm Josh Bertuccini. He's Bobby Swafford. It's awesome to be a part of this phenomenal team here at Arkansas PBS. And 42-27. Mammoth Spring with a lead. 8 minutes away from repeating as state champions. And if Norfolk's going to stand in the way of that, Bobby, they've got to make a stand right now.
Yeah, they got to get some stops defensively, but more importantly, they got to start making some shots. Just 1 of 8 from 3-point range, only shooting 37% from the field. They're even struggling from the foul line. Nothing's going down for Norfolk, but all that can change. See one ball go through the net, they've got to make a run.
It's got to start pretty quick here. Trailing by 15, and you see Norfolk back to the man-to-man now after switching it up to a zone for a bit. Looking to force something. They're going to run some traps now, too, you would expect. Moody out on the ball. Here they come. Be careful you don't foul, but chasing. Adriana Corbett with the ball. Trying to send a message, maybe, Bobby, to start the 4th. Here's how we're going to play you. Corbett to the rack. She's been great all game long.
What a great finish. Just absorbs the contact there. That little bump right before the shot's released. But able to maintain the body control and finish.
Big Bucky gets into 17. Keely Blanchard answers by crashing the rack and drawing a foul. And she'll get a couple of free throws coming up here. Been a frustrating game for her. She's played fairly well, but in foul trouble all afternoon long.
Yeah, I've had a chance to watch her in the last 3 state championship games before today, and her game is really to get to the lane in the mid-range. And what Mammoth Spring has really done a nice job of is preventing her from getting downhill. Nice perimeter defense, and they've kind of taken her out of her game just a bit.
First free throw is not good, but the second one drops. She's a 70% shooter, but 2 for 6 today. So Blanchard has fought her way to 10. She's in double figures. It's a 16-point game. Nice chance at a steal from Moody, but she couldn't get it. And it gets knocked into Tay Davis's hands. Again, Lady Bears going left to right in the blue and white unis. Got Norfolk in the black and reds. Run a little trap here, but Washam has it, very calm, and she gets smacked on the wrist. And we're going to get a foul called.
Looking at Mammoth Spring's resume coming into this contest, they're 39-5, so obviously a really good team. Then you start to dive in to see who they beat. They beat 5A Jonesboro, Salem, who was in the 3A state championship game, and then 5A Alma. So they didn't shy away from battling it out in the non-conference to get them ready for this point.
That's awesome. Great stat. 3-ball. Washam. That would have been lights out. Rebound Corbett. She's all over the glass. Gets away with a bump. Back to Tay Davis. This is exactly where Mammoth Spring wants this game right now. Complete control, taking high percentage shots. Down low Washam. Layup good.
There's too many offensive rebounds given up. That's 11 offensive rebounds and now 16 second chance points for Mammoth Spring.
Scott Small's crew looking golden right now, up by 18. But there's Shaddy. Finally, you've been waiting for that. She gets her first field goal of the game with 6:22 to go in the contest. So get an and one and get a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, that's big for Shaddy just to see one go through. She's 2 of 2 from the foul line. Chance to convert to three-point play here. And maybe this is the run, the start of it, that Norfork needs.
It's got to be now. And yeah, she buries the free throw. So tough day for Shaddy, but she does have 5 points. And she's going to need some more if her team's going to pull this off. That's a nice trap. We get a little physicality. They're going to call a jump ball. I like it. Keely Blanchard, Brady Washam, Moody, and Corbett. No cheap shots there. Just good physical basketball, Bobby.
Yeah, it's the force of the turnover there. Big for Norfork. Now see if they can capitalize on the forced turnover.
They have the ball back down 15. They need buckets every time. Don't have to shoot threes, but got to get buckets pretty much every time. And here's Blanchard with approaching 6 minutes left in the game. To Liza Shaddy, maybe heating up after her last bucket, and up and under. Yes.
The members only bounce.
The last 5 points are hers. And with 5:54 to go in the fourth, it's a 46-33, 13-point game now.
Sometimes you've got to force it. You know, you always want to be patient, let the game come to you. But when you're struggling, averaging 20 points a game, your team looks to you to be that leading scorer. Sometimes you've got to force the issue. And a nice job by Shaddy. Initiates the contact. Thought she might have got a foul call there. But able to get the friendly roll. And as you mentioned, she's put together 5 straight points to get herself going.
It looked like maybe a slight change to the pivot feed too, but you know, in the heat of the moment, if you're a good player, you get away with that. Great touch though from the offside. So yeah, she missed her first 7. She's got her last 2. 11 for her younger sister, Kate, who's really helped on the offensive end. 10 for Blanchard, 7 for Shaddy, and 4 for Moody. And then for Mammoth Spring is 15 out of Tay Davis, 16 out of Washington, 12 out of Adriana Corbett. So big players have stepped up in a big game, but it's a 13-point ball game as we head down the stretch here in the home of Oak Lawn Springs. Get a little Oak Lawn in this weekend, Bobby?
I don't have time. 12 basketball games are taking my time.
That takes your time.
I'd rather watch hoops than the horses run any day.
There you go. Me too. All right, Norfolk extending some full court press. Let's see how this goes. Throw a little something different at them. They beat it. Corbett back up top for Tay Davis. Gives off to number 14. That's Jaylee Tyson into the game for the first time. Give it over to Bryn Washam, weaving through traffic. That's an air ball. Somehow Molly Corbett got it back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to Tay Davis. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And there's a bucket right off the bench. Jaylee Tyson. It was the 3 in the corner, and that's a backbreaker.
That is a backbreaker. Huge. The shot clock running down. You think you may get another stop for Norfork, but Tyson buries the 3.
Corner 3 ball the other way. Rattles off for Kate Shaddy. She had a couple early, but now going a bit cold. They get the offensive board. Keely Blanchard facing a double team, trying to make some magic happen. Shuffles off to the right, shoots a floater. Back 10, no good. Rattle around. Nice rebound. She got her own shot back. And then missed the putback. She's running out of gas, I think, a little bit now. 49-33, 4:50 left. Here comes Mammoth Spring. No rest for the wary. Bryn Washam, easy bucket on the other end.
Yeah, you mentioned the fatigue maybe setting in for Norfork and the frustration as Coach Cornett's going to take a timeout to settle the troops. But Mammoth now built their largest lead of the game at 18 points. And the Lady Bear faithful, they're starting to feel it. They're about to reach for the wallet and go buy some back-to-back state championship t-shirts.
I mean, Tay Davis, she was looking down the floor as soon as she got the rebound. And Bryn Washam had run a mile ahead of the pack. Pass was on the money. And now it's an 18-point game. And look, I mean, 4:40 to go. here. It looks like Mammoth Spring is going to win this state championship game. If you're Norfork, if you're Luke Cornett, come on, Bobby. You're a coach's son. You're around the high school day in, day out. You got to be so proud of your team right now. You've only lost one game all year.
Yeah, it's not.
What
it's
are you
not
doing
over
to navigate
yet.
the last 440 here?
Yeah, I mean, you got 440. You're going to turn up the pressure. You've got to start playing physical. Reach for the basketball, take risks. Jump those passing lanes because you never know. You never know how teams are going to handle the pressure. One thing I mentioned yesterday too. Playing with a lead in the fourth quarter in the state championship game is stressful. Even if it's an 18-point lead, because all you're doing is watching that clock, and it's going to be the slowest moving 441 of their entire life. Just watching that thing crawl by. And so if you're Mammoth, you got to make good decisions, protect the basketball, don't force any bad shots, don't force any passes cross court. Try to work the clock, but obviously you still got to take good shots, especially now with the shot clock in high school basketball. You can't just sit there and hold the ball, which is the best thing that's ever happened to hoops.
Have to have a shot clock, 100%. No 1-on-1 this year, as we talked earlier, so that halts some chances at a comeback here a little bit. But again, keeps the game moving. Blanchard going to try a three. You need one of those to fall in. Nice offensive rebound down low by Kate Shaddy.
She's had a really nice game today.
She does. She has
5 rebounds.
Yeah, she's had a good game. 51-35, a quick bucket. That's what you needed. Now you need some steals as we approach the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if you're Mammoth, you want to take 25 to 30 seconds off each possession here.
Yeah, Blanchard getting on the floor. It's not a jump ball.
Said Mammoth got a timeout.
That was a very generous timeout. 51-35. Mammoth Springs, up by 16 with 4:08 to go in the fourth. Of course, they have a Mammoth Spring in Mammoth Spring, and it's the largest natural spring in the state of Arkansas. Doing my research.
That's why we brought you on. Little tidbits that you didn't know.
There you go.
Bryn Washam has just been outstanding, as you might expect coming to this contest. Number 4 for Mammoth Spring, 18 points, 7 of 15 from the field. She's hit all 3 free throws, 5 rebounds, got an assist to go along with it. But it's her scoring that got Mammoth Spring to the title game. It's her scoring that has her over 2,000 points in her career. And it's also her scoring that's got the Lady Bears inching towards another state championship.
She might be on the verge of back-to-back MVPs. Tay Davis off the rebound, inbound, loses it. And that's a good break for Norfork, who's down by 16 with 4 minutes left to play. And it's going to have to come in a hurry for Norfork if they're going to pull off a tremendous comeback. Corner 3, Liza Shaddy short. She just does not have the stroke from 3 today. It's a tough gym to shoot in, like you said, Bobby. Very spacious. Can get in your head. There's the full court press. Broken up by Shaddy, but knocked out of bounds. Amanda Spring will keep the rock, and we will take our final media break. 3:50 left to go in the 1A state championship. Mammoth Spring 51, Norfork 35. We're back after this, and you are watching Centennial State Bank's coverage of the basketball championships here on Arkansas PBS.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
And then we close it after that.
Let's take a look at tonight's Arkansas PBS Student All-Star for Class 1A. It's Savannah Pyle from Emerson High School. The senior point guard has a 3.89 GPA. She's planning on attending college as a general studies major. We're going to explore her options after that. Congratulations to Savannah Pyle from Emerson, the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star of the game.
Some hard work she put in right there. Some hard work this Mammoth Spring team has put in all year. Norfork, too. These two teams have had such incredible runs. It's a 16-point game. Keely Blanchard makes a nice steal in the full court press. She tries to get to the rack with a left. Back to the right. She gets it. That was her strongest finish of the game. She's up to 12.
You like the aggressiveness. You can't worry about fouls now. You go for the steal.
Right.
You go for the big play, but Mammoth beats them down the floor.
Molly Corbett corrals a long one. She's going to bring it back out for a moment. Gives it to Adriana, her sister, back up top to Tay Davis. Had a heck of a game. 15 points and 8 boards for Tay. Left wing. She threw it away. That was a turnover there, and I think that was Kate Shaddy who got on top of it. Jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Mammoth Spring. So they'll keep it with 3:12 left. And as you said, Bobby, a few minutes ago, this is not impossible.
It's only 7 possessions. If you're wanting to count possessions, it's actually less than that if you factor in the 3-ball.
They're definitely letting some physicality go right now, which is good in a game like this. As you play it out, two teams that know each other well, you're going to have to find a way to stand up to the pressure. Here's Corbett. Back up top for Young. A little weave offense into the lane. Tay Davis, she's been great. Tay Davis has had an outstanding game. 17 points, 8 rebounds, and that was a big bucket. 53-37, 16-point game. Blanchard backdoor finds her teammate. That's a badly missed layup. I think it was Tyrone. She might have gotten hit, but no call. 2:36 to go. And the Mammoth Spring faithful can feel this one. There's Keely playing her guts out. Blanchard steal behind the back. Highlight reel stuff one more time. And she going to the free throw line. She crushed her with the chest on that. Look at Tay Davis. She hit me in the neck, you know. She hit me in the neck. That's just good hard basketball, Bobby.
Yep, it was. It's good one-on-one play. You like the thought of trying to take the charge. You like the aggressiveness of Blanchard to try to absorb the blow, but can't convert. But now she's got to earn them at the foul line.
I mean, I know it's a tough spot for her and her team, but how about the behind-the-back dribble as she went up the floor? What a baller. What? There, a little clip of it on the replay. Just unreal. Unreal.
Didn't get the feet set from Davis.
No.
But this is the one thing that Mammoth can't afford to have is Norfolk scoring with the clock stop.
Correct. Yep, back down to 14. They can set up their press now, too, after they made free throws. And I think that Small is going to use his, or Luke Cornett, rather, is going to use his last timeout.
Yeah, so he's going to be out of timeouts for the last 2.5 minutes. Realistically, JB, these next 2, maybe 3 possessions are going to decide the contest. Norfolk's got to make a run, and they have to do it right now. They got to get some stops, because you're looking at probably the next 90 seconds is going to be critical for both of these sides. And Mammoth trying to ice this championship game away, but Norfolk's got to force some turnovers. Can't allow points when you're down 14.
Nope. And it's been a well-played game. I mean, look, the shooting percentages lower, like you said, than both teams coming in. But hard-nosed defense, physicality. I'd say the refs have done a nice job letting them play, Bobby. Letting there be a flow in this game.
There hasn't been a lot of stoppages in play. The teams have probably used their timeouts more than any team we've seen all weekend in the previous 8 championship games. Throughout the course of the game, that's really been the only stoppages of play because we haven't had a lot of loose balls that go out of bounds or tie possessions. They've really been getting up and down. Haven't shot it great, but I mean, here we are. Mammoth Spring almost back to 50% from the field after starting so poorly there that late first quarter.
Absolutely true. And we've also seen, generally, again, a hard-nosed game, but no flagrants, no intentionals, no cheap shots, none of that. It's the way it should be played.
Well, yeah, and when you get to this, every possession, every point is so critical.
You can't do that.
You can't make those mistakes in a championship game.
All right, 53-39, back to the action with 2:26 left to go. Here's the inbounds to Davis. They get it to Corbett. She's got her sister Molly streaking down the floor. Molly's layup is no good. It's a surprising miss. She got it back. Whip it back up top for Young. Now to Washam. 2:10 to play. Maybe better for Mammoth Spring just to run more clock.
You'll take the points, but you certainly like to run that clock.
Exactly. Tay Davis drives the lane, has it deflected out of bounds by Blanchard.
Obviously, you got to make that layup there, but again, you get your offensive rebound, another offensive rebound, which is 13 now in the game for the Lady Bears. And now you got a chance to run potentially another 35 off the game clock.
Tay Davis behind the back. She is a good basketball player, too, and she got yanked to the ground, I think, by Tyrone. And we are still not shooting free throws. We've not shot a lot of free throws tonight, really.
Yeah, they're still 3 away. They've got 3 fouls to give. There's Norfolk. So you got to play aggressive defense, or you have to make the decision you want to foul and give it up early. Because in high school basketball, foul resets the shot clock. And so a fresh,
all the way to the
fresh 35 for Mammoth.
Inbounds to Washam. Working her game. Layup. She missed it. Rebound Young. She missed it. Still a chance for Norfork. It's got to happen now. Right to left. Shaddy looking for Blanchard. Throwing a three or something. There goes Keeley. Kick to the wing. 3-ball. No, they needed it. It's still their ball. No. It's a tough call. They knew they needed it.
Yeah.
Got what they wanted.
That would have been a big shot. Would have got it back to 11-point contest. Said the Mammoth Bear student section.
Oh, Blanchard with a great steal off the inbounds. Moody missed it, but she'll go to the line. Blanchard has been a menace defensively here in the fourth quarter, Bobby.
15th turnover for Mammoth Spring there, so got to value the orange. Got to squeeze it.
I don't have an official steal total. That's at least 3 or 4. They're going to clean him out. Bryn Washam out of the game. The senior, for the last time as a Lady Bear, she's emotional.
Out. Corbett fouls out for Mammoth.
Well, there you go. Yes, so Adriana Corbett out. Good catch, Bobby. Tillin back in. What a season it's been for her as well. Free throws are good for Moody. Chance to set up the press down 12. But yes, Corbett is a senior, so played her guts out in her finale. I'll tell you what, 12 points and 5 boards. 12-point game, $1:30 left. Not impossible, but getting late. There's Tillin. Holds on to it. Couple fresh faces in right now. We got to travel. Did we not earn offensive? The contact is going to go against Norfork.
It's going to be Blanchard's 4th foul.
Yeah. 12-point game with $1:21 left to go.
Trainer coming out to look at one of the Mammoth players.
I'm going to take her out here for a minute. Tay Davis, who doesn't want to come out. You do want to play with 5 players, though, right? He's got 4 in right now.
Get a substitution to the table.
Yeah, number 12 will get in for the first time tonight. That's Macy Lindsay. No, I'm wrong. That's Bethany Robbins. Thank you.
5'11" sophomore.
Yep.
A lot of young talent on both of these rosters.
These teams are going to be good going forward.
These teams are good every year.
They're good every year. So there you go. 12-point game, $1:20 left. We're back to it. Mammoth Spring to inbound from beneath the Norfork basket. Trying to get a bucket here and help wrap this thing up. 30 seconds to kill on the clock. Nice pressure by Norfork. That's an offensive foul, isn't it?
Got held. Got Shaddy with the hold, and maybe a little frustration over there.
Right in front of the ref with the arm extension.
Yeah, Laney Young got a little overzealous there with the
good word choice.
The ball movement.
Look at this.
You can see obviously a lot of contact there defensively.
That was a foul before she did that. You're right. You're right. There's Bryn Washam. We are literally just.
I need to record you saying that and tell my wife that.
Steal by Keeley again from Washam and one. That's a hard foul is what that is.
Yeah, make them earn it.
I love Washam and Blanchard playing in the last play of the game. You think they've played much throughout the years? Just a little bit?
Probably tired of seeing each other, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
A lot of contact, but great job by Blanchard. Picks the pockets.
Blanchard's got 4 steals in this quarter. Doesn't look like it's going to be quite enough, but she's gone down swinging. She's going to be kicking herself for those 3 fouls for a long time. The third one,
touchy. A
little touchy, but the first 2 were clearly over the back. I mean, she makes them both. When you're that tall, it's hard not to go over the back, Bobby. Both of them good for Blanchard. It's a 10-point game. She leads her team with 14. And I love how physical Norfolk is playing right now. Their head coach is not going to let them go without playing their guts in here. Luke Cornett screaming at the refs. No, in a positive way. Clean, PBS friendly. But give my team some goals.
So that's going to put Mammoth in the bonus. So 2 shots for the rest of the way in the final 60 seconds.
1 minute left. There's Bryn Washam. Knock it back. 54-43 with a minute left. Mammoth Spring on the doorstep of repeating as state champion, and Washam knocks it back again. She has been perfect from the free throw line, 5 of 5. She has 20 to lead all scores. It's 55-43 with 50 seconds left. Down the lane goes Tyrone. She misses wildly. Rebound in traffic, pulled down by number 12, Bethany Robbins. Off to Washam. Loose ball. There's a turnover. Shaddy has it. Lies into the hoop. She got it. 55-45, but time is an enemy.
Mammoth takes a timeout. Norfork's out of timeouts, but Mammoth takes one there.
Just to shore it up. Scott Small doesn't want to mess around with any more turnovers. It's something weird happen.
Get your best ball handlers and your best free throw shooters on the floor. 76% on the season is Mammoth Spring. So
Mammoth Spring student section feeling it. On the doorstep of a title. They've got the Lady Bears t-shirts by the letter all lined up. I think they got it right, Bobby, in the right order.
Spelling is correct.
Spelling is right.
They actually did it properly. I was here when they were filing
on
in.
the TV. I like that, guys.
So they did it properly. This is how you, if you're going to buy t-shirts and have it spell something, you hand out the t-shirts. You don't just show up and stand next to your buddy.
Right.
You literally hand out the t-shirts as they walk.
That's
arrive.
how you do it.
So
that way you make sure you're in the right order.
That way you know how to spell Lady Bears.
That's the only way to do it. Not that you've ever done anything like that before, right?
Hey, 9 letters is pushing it for me. I can't get that many.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Bobby. I've enjoyed it all the way through, and we are into the final 34 seconds. 55-45, Mammoth Spring by 10. Give Norfork a ton of credit for making them earn it here in the fourth. Nothing has come easy for Mammoth Spring, but they are close right now. Inbounds to Davis, who's back in the game. And she turned it almost over. Got it to Bryn Washam. Little bump by Blanchard. I think it's Keeley's 4th or 5th. It's her 5th. And that'll be a wrap on one of the great high school basketball careers this state has ever seen.
Yep. Played in 4 state championship games in her career. And obviously not the way she wanted her high school career to end. Her basketball career is not over, though. Going to play at Norfork there in Harrison. I know she's disappointed with the result for this one, but nothing to hang her head about. Really, really impressive high school basketball player in our state, no question.
I thought she had a great fourth quarter, too. Kind of took over defensively, willed her team back to the fringes. They're just too far down. They're just too far down. She's still saying, I only have 4. Yeah. She still thinks they got one wrong on her, but oh well. Free throws are good on the other end. Knock them both back. 57-45. That was Washam adding to it. Layup no good. Final 14 seconds. We'll get a jump ball down low. Washam after those free throws up to 22 points along with 5 rebounds. Tay Davis played really well too. You're gonna have a tough pick here for the state title. What do we got now?
Mammoth takes another timeout. Talk it over. Make sure Norfork doesn't draw up that 12-point play.
I mean, seriously. No.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you want to handle the moment.
Tell your team how proud you are of them.
Well, you just want to secure the inbounds. If you're Norfork, you're likely not going to give up a foul here. And once Mammoth Springs crosses the half-court line, they can start the celebration.
Washam, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Tay Davis, 17 points, 9 rebounds. Who's your state title game MVP?
I think you gotta go with Washington.
I did too.
mean, you know, so the state title game MVP a lot of times is the leader and maybe your best player in the state tournament overall. But Washington showed up today. She did it offensively. She did it defensively.
She did.
She's made the foul shots when it mattered
All
most.
of them.
And she's been a leader for this program for the last 4 years.
It's her. Then it's her.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bryn Washington. If I had a vote, which I don't.
Which you don't, really?
So I'll tell you what I would vote for.
Well, I don't have one either, but she's got my non-vote too. There's the inbound. And missed off the 10 by Moody. Put back by Kate Shady, who had a nice game. She gets one more. 57-47 with 3, with 2, and with 1. And that will do it. Mammoth Spring has repeated as state champion. Your 1A state champ for the 2nd consecutive season. And what a run it has been for this Mammoth Spring crew, who finished the season at 40 wins and just 5 losses. They win it by 10, and we're going to take ourselves a break here and then come back and talk with the MVP and the coach. Does that sound like a plan? All right. Thanks for watching. We're coming right back. This is the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championship broadcast on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service, because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
You wouldn't drink it, so why breathe it? Vaping liquids contain chemical oils that can severely damage your lungs. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Good luck, everybody!
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
What does it mean to be great?
It's the rhythm of the heart.
The spirit refusing to surrender.
It isn't born from a moment of glory. It's woven in the fabric of progress.
For the journey is where champions are born. To be courageous is to dance with the storm of adversity. The fact that I have UAMS Health by my side, it's just a blessing. And without UAMS Health, I wouldn't be the player that I am today.
We're launching our 2024 New Member Challenge, and our goal is to gain 2,500 new members before June 30th. If we reach our goal, Arkansas PBS Foundation will receive a $45,000 challenge fund provided by generous Ambassador Circle donors. If you're already a donor to Arkansas PBS, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. If not, now is the perfect time to join and help us meet our 2024 New Member Challenge goal.
Are you nervous?
A little.
And action! Bright things ahead, darling. Brightness and joy.
I've got plans.
Everything feels better after a cup of tea.
Now talking.
I just want to be right here in this moment with you.
You're going to be a bigger star than ever.
This is good news for all of us.
Best episode ever.
And there you go, the trophy presentation just moments ago. Mammoth Spring Lady Bears, your 1A girls state champs for the 2nd consecutive year. And man, what a win. Scott Small, head coach, joining us now after the victory. And coach, your team, obviously a team of destiny in so many ways. Multiple years of playing at this level, and yet today, I mean, you must feel like beginning to end, this was one of your better performances.
Absolutely, you know, and it's one of those things where there were so many unknowns in this game.
Obviously, Norfork's very young. They start 2 freshmen, and they're 2 talented freshmen. You never know if those kids are going to come out and have a great game, or if the lights and scenes might be too big for them. You just never know. And then, of course, seniors are kind of the same way. It's that last game, and they all know it's the last game. And so you never know if they're going to come out and kind of lay an egg, or the nerves are going to get to them. But I thought our kids our seniors and 2 off the bench did a really, really good job of handling pressure and doing things right. And, it got a little close there toward the end, got a little chippy, and they were really mature, I thought, in that, and handled the pressure and did what we needed to do to win it.
Obviously this is a team that you've played a handful of times over the last 2 seasons with Blanchard and Shaddy. You know that they've got to get their points, but you did a really nice job defensively of really limiting their touches, especially in the paint.
We try to, they're really, really gifted athletes and really gifted basketball players, and so, as much as you hate to do it as a coach, and especially me, I don't like unknowns, and I don't like, question marks, but you had to put the ball in the other kids' hands in that situation and make them make plays, and I thought we did a good job of that.
What's next now, Coach? That's 2. You know you're going to hear it. Can you go for 3?
Well, we're sure going to try. We'll move up to 2A next year, so it'll be a whole new field.
There you go. Well, I know you'll give it a run no matter what. And again, so many congratulations on an awesome performance all year long, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank
well
you.
Done. Appreciate you guys.
Some more stats on it here as we get Bryn Washam into the mix, our player of the game. And how about 20 of 45 shooting for Mammoth Springs, 44% from the floor. But the big difference there, they go 5 of 12 from 3, and Norfork only 1 of 11 from downtown. We've got Bryn Washam now, senior star for her champion Mammoth Spring Lady Bears, MVP in the state title game for the 2nd year. Congratulations, Bryn. Let's talk about the game a little bit. I mean, it seemed like your team was ready from the jump to give it everything it had today.
No, yes. Coach Small and Coach Cooper, they've done a great job the last 2 weeks kind of watching film, watching Norfork's, plays. And we went over every day in practice. We simulated, and he would call out the play, and we would have to explain, like, what are they doing? How are we going to guard them? Because you had to guard each player differently. Because, Blanchard's obviously going to score a little bit more than the rest, so you have to kind of key on her and Shaddy.
You guys really loaded up the non-conference schedule, played a lot bigger schools against you guys in preparation for this point. How much did that non-conference schedule help you stack another trophy?
I think it won us that trophy. We've played Farmington, Bergman, Nettleton, all big class schools, Jonesboro. And when we were kind of comparing schedules between us and Norfork, that's kind of what we felt most confident in, is we'd played in this situation. We even played at Mountain Home, and Coach Small requested early games, so we would be used to playing at 11:30 or noon.
Congratulations on a second straight championship. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Great game. Thank you. 22 points, 5 rebounds, made all 7 of her free throws, and she's the MVP of the 1A State Girls title game for the 2nd straight year.
Real quick look at the highlights as we're already got the clock winding down for the boys game, but really it started with Mammoth Spring, that opening run 9-1. They led wire to wire in this championship game, and they did just enough. Obviously not their best offensive performance, but they played well enough to get the job done, and that's why Mammoth Spring back-to-back 1A state champion.
Absolutely, hitting the threes from the outside, and then the defense picked up, and you're right, attacking the rack in the 3rd quarter. They were the team this year that was meant to hoist the final crown in Norfolk. A worthy opponent, a great adversary, but the Bears win this thing. And Bobby, we had a blast calling it.
Yeah, we did. You're talking about these 2 teams were the best. They expected to be in the championship game again, and that sometimes the best teams don't always make it here. We feel like we got the best 2 teams in Class 1A, and they put on a show. We're not done yet in this broadcast. The 1A boys championship game coming up. Mark Tree, they fell in the championship game at the buzzer last year, so they've got a little payback on their mind, but this year they're taking on a Nevada squad and a first-year head coach in Jamario Bell. Don't go anywhere. That game should be a blast.
It was an honor. Bobby Swafford, thank you so much for having me. For all the great folks here at Arkansas PBS, phenomenal production work the whole way through. I'm Josh Bertuccini. Stick around. Great basketball continues all afternoon here on Arkansas PBS.